Hey, welcome to lesson number 5. So we have the studio, we have the typography, and we have the lights too. So what needs to be done is to create the materials so that these lights affect something, because right now they are not doing almost anything. So it's time to create some lights. So it's time to create some materials. Okay, first let's create the materials for our walls. Just double click here, create material, and just drop it on all of the studio here on the group of the studio, so everything has the same material. Now open the material panel, and you can leave the color as it is right now, but let's go to reflectance and now click on add reflection legacy, and now let's change some things here. First, right now the brightness is too much. You can see the material here, so we need to decrease the brightness to maybe around 10%, so that it looks like this. We will have a little bit of reflection, but not too much, because we need the light to bounce off the walls into the 3D object. So that's what these walls are for. So we need to decrease the brightness to 10%. And now on texture, I'm going to click here, and I'm going to select Fresnel, because Fresnel makes things a little bit smoother. You can see that the reflection, instead right now it's like this, but if I click on Fresnel, you can see that it covers up all the entire of the object. So Fresnel is a really nice effect. Now we can change the way that this texture, this Fresnel texture, mixes with everything. We can change or decrease it. If we take it to 0, it's like we didn't have any Fresnel, so we will create just a little bit, like 20% of Fresnel, so that we have the texture but not too much. Okay, that's it for the walls, and now it's time to create some materials for our text. So I'm going to copy this same material with Ctrl C and Ctrl B, and I'm going to change it like this. I'm going to choose a different color. I'm going to choose an orange, strong orange like this one. Click OK. Okay, now let's go to reflectance again. You can add a new reflection, and here we are going to repeat almost the same process. We're going to decrease the brightness, but not to 10%, but to 20%, because I want this text to be a little bit bright. I'm going to choose the texture. I'm going to choose Fresnel again, and this time I'm going to decrease the strength, but not too much. Like 30% is looking fine, so it will look kind of like a marble, the text, so I like that. Okay, so here is the first material. We're going to use this material for the fill. So I'm going to take, we have the text stroke, the objects fill, and the text fill. I want this text fill to be on this material, so I'm going to click on this material and drag it here, and you can see how it looks. So let's take a look at how the text looks. Render preview, and you can see that now it's looking different. Okay, we have some night reflections here. We can maybe change the position. of the lights, just a little bit, but don't worry, we will fix that later. Now let's continue to add some strokes, some materials. Now it's time to create the material for the stroke of the text, which is this one. So grab your orange material and duplicate with Ctrl and Ctrl C and Ctrl B, and now bring this material into the text stroke. And now let's change this material. Let's see what color we can use. I'm thinking like a very pale yellow, but like really pale, almost white, and with the same reflectance. Let's see how it looks. Okay, yeah, this looks very good. Okay, now let's continue to create some materials. Now let's duplicate again our orange, and this time we're going to change the object's fill. Okay, now for the objects, I want to use, instead of an orange, I want to use a yellow, very nice yellow like this one. Click OK. Let's see how this looks. And yeah, this is looking very nice. Now for the stroke of these objects, we can use the same as for the strokes of the fill. So now everything will look like this. Yeah, this is really nice. So you can see how it's changing a lot. Let's see how it looks one more time. Okay, perfect. Now it's time to add the final effect so that it looks really great. So let's go to the next lesson.